So, what's up? What's up, everyone? Hope,
Hey, what's up, Dhanush?
yeah, hope everyone is doing well. Stebin, you're doing well?
Yes, I mean, it's been a very hectic week for me. A lot of work.
How are you feeling? Sexy, bright, fun, happy?
Tired,
Oh, tired. Okay, that's not good to hear.
and disappointed because of United. Like when you
Uh,
support United, it's perpetual disappointment. We'll get to that. We'll get
yeah,
to that in
we'll
some.
get to that. Yeah. So first, we'll finish off with a little bit of IPL that is going on right now.
Yeah,
So, Stebin, can you take it
yeah,
away?
yeah. So I feel like I've just been following the games. It's been interesting. Did you watch at least one game, Dhanush? Did you at least watch the
I
RCB game?
I just like glanced at it when I was like movie going around in the hall. That's it. I didn't watch it. Watch a lot. But they won the match
Hmm.
by some one or two odd runs, right?
Yeah, they won quite comfortably. I think by 50 or 17 runs they won.
Oh, okay.
Uh, but today RCB is playing again,
Yeah.
and
My dad is watching
they're
right now in the
playing.
hall right now.
Yeah, they're playing Kings 11 Punjab.
Yeah.
And guess who's the captain of Punjab?
I think it was who was it again? I don't know exactly. I think it was an Indian, right? Who was the captain?
Yeah, it's a former RCB player.
Is it AB de
It's an
Villiers?
ex-RCB player. No, AB is still an RCB, by the way.
Oh, is it? Then who was it? I know
Hmm.
Gale was in it, but I don't think Gale is still around right now in in IPL,
Gale
right?
is in Punjab. Yeah, Gale is again another ex-RCB player who's in Punjab,
Yeah.
but this is another player. He's an Indian. He's KL Rahul,
KL Rahul is in
and
Punjab. Oh
today,
yeah, KL Rahul is in Punjab. Yeah.
yeah, and he's the captain of Punjab for this season.
Oh,
And
nice.
KL Rahul royally belted RCB today. Guess
Yeah.
how much he scored today, KL Rahul?
Somewhere around 200. Oh no, KL Rahul. Okay,
Two.
okay.
Yeah,
Obviously I think it would be more than 50, right?
yeah. He scored 132 runs from 69 balls,
Oh my God.
and Kohli dropped him twice. Virat Kohli, who's supposed to be one of the best fielders in world cricket, dropped him twice
Oh my
today.
God.
And because he dropped him, I mean, after he dropped him, KL went on to milk. I think in the last 4 overs, Punjab scored 74 runs. So in
Oh.
24 balls, they scored 74 runs.
Oh.
KL was just smashing all the RCB players
Uh-huh.
across the park.
Really?
Yeah, he was just smashing everyone across the park. Oh man, it was
Why,
horrendous
why,
to watch.
why did Kohli drop like two catches? Was it like really hard to get or did he just like mess it up?
No, it was actually like for someone like Kohli, who is
Mm-hmm.
so good when it comes to fielding, it was
Mm-hmm.
relatively very easy, is what, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Both the catches were damn easy. He dropped both of them. I don't
And
know, and you know Kohli. Kohli was damn upset with himself.
yeah.
But he should have been caught the first time itself, which was a very easy catch. Was what I
Yeah.
felt.
Yeah. So right now, who's in the
And
top of the table?
I don't know. I'm not sure because the opening game in IPL was Mumbai and CSK, which
Mm-hmm.
CSK won quite comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
Then then I think Delhi won. Oh,
Okay.
by the way, did you see the Delhi and Punjab game? It was an amazing game. The game was tied towards the
Oh.
end. They played a super over, and in super over, Punjab lost to Delhi.
Oh. Okay. But
Yeah,
who do you
it
think is
was
the
mad.
favorites in this season?
I'm not sure, man. Yeah, like the Bangalorean in me will always support RCB. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
not like support, but then will always want RCB to win.
Yeah.
But I think it's the usual favorites, usual suspects, man. Mumbai,
Mumbai, CSK.
CSK,
Yeah. Yeah.
and Delhi. Delhi has a very good team, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Delhi has a
Okay.
very good team. Yeah, a very interesting team, and
Oh,
also KKR. So these should be the usual suspects.
okay. So right now,
These are the
but I
favorites.
think if RCB win this match that they are playing right now currently, I think they'll go top of the table, right?
No. They are losing. Last I checked, they were 60 for 5. I mean,
Oh,
half of the batsmen are back to the pavilion, are back in the pavilion.
nice.
And there is no way. The target is 207. There is no
Oh,
way in hell they are going to chase all of that down, in my
yeah.
opinion. Yeah,
Okay,
it's the
then
match is happening as we speak.
yeah,
So
no, I
I
know,
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. Like I didn't see the score, yeah, but hopefully RCB may finally get this title for the first title, which still don't think is gonna
I don't
happen,
know,
but
man. I don't know.
it's
I
like
don't know.
it's like it's
It's
like
RCB.
we are the Dutch national team of cricket. You know, we always get to the
Yeah,
finals and all that, but we never win the title.
yeah.
It's
Or the English England national cricket team,
yeah.
but they won the World Cup last year. I mean,
Yeah.
2019 they won the World Cup.
Yeah. So I think
So
Netherlands would be much more apt.
yeah.
Yeah.
IPL is very interesting. The only thing that feels awkward, feels off is that there are no. I mean,
Exactly.
there are no audience in the stadium,
Yeah.
and every time a player hits the ball, and I mean, hits it out of the park, not out of the park, basically hits a long distance for six. There's no one to pick the ball and get it, throw it back to the players. I think
Exactly.
they'll have to go station somebody at all the junctures of the stadium, or they just have to use a new ball.
And I think that might be one of the reason why I'm not like watching cricket. So basically, like when I'm watching, I'm not a huge fan of cricket, but IPL is one season where I'm like inclined to actually go and look at cricket, what is going on, because it's exciting, because the fans and the atmosphere, it actually makes the game much more fun, exciting. Like it's usually very fast than usually how the cricket goes on, like 50 over or test matches and all that. But right now, without the fans, it feels like the whole spine of IPL is not just there. Like the X factor that makes IPL different.
There is no
it's not there.
like the color and the aura and the cultural phenomenon and celebration. What makes IPL is not there. Like the main foundation on what it is built is basically fans. Diverse fans.
Yeah.
That is not there. I get it. But what good is any sport without fans, right?
Yeah.
Even you take football for that example as well. Tennis. Or even F1, but F1 I think recently they
F1 it doesn't matter. I think.
No, but there are plenty of fans, right? I think maybe
but
around like
actually,
5 or 6,000 people.
Yeah, but actually, like
from the stands.
In a way, when you talk about football, I actually like sometimes I do actually like when there are no fans, because you can hear the players like yelling out.
Yeah, but the artificial audience simulator like it pisses me off. That is so bad.
Yeah.
By the way, that's there in cricket as well.
Yeah.
Even in IPL. It's so bad, man. Shit.
Yeah, I know. Like it's like every single time it's like 3 or 4 seconds late when it has to say like cheer. It's kind of irritating. Yeah. It kind of like takes out of the experience.
In football, in EPL, at least they sync it with whatever is happening on the field. In cricket, it's just, man, there is no match at all. There is no sync with what is happening on the field. So if a player smashes a six, the crowd goes oh instead of yay and all of that.
Seriously.
So sometimes it happens. It happens. It's completely off. There is no sync at all.
Yeah, I hope at least like maybe next year might be the year where we actually go back to normal and and we see fans going back to matches and all the sporting events.
Yeah.
So with IPL out of the way, let's get back to our usual stuff, that is football. And let's get into the games that happened on Matchday 2, and then we'll talk about transfer. And first off, we'll start off with the biggest disappointing of the week, and that is Manchester United getting battered by Crystal Palace 3-1. That was one of the most hardest matches that I had to watch in my entire life.
I'm considering changing my allegiance to City now.
Don't do it.
That's just how bad United were. My God. They were so bad.
It was actually like watching Crystal Palace, like one of the top 6 teams, and United were like the bottom team, bottom 5 or 6 team.
You know what? I actually want United to get relegated at least once. I want them to be relegated so that they fucking learn. So that they fucking learn from that, from the mistakes, so that they understand, so that they put that arrogance out of the way and just think that this is a club that needs a lot of working and needs better tactics and better football, basically. So this is not how you are going to win titles.
So give us your take on the match. Like, what did you think went wrong with us? Was it Solskjaer? Was it the team? Okay. Was it the board? Was it the Glazer? What was it?
Okay, here's what I have to say. I didn't watch the match live as I had gone out, and so I came back after the match ended. So immediately the match got over. I got calls from my friends saying just to mock me. A very good friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, who was a huge Liverpool fan, called me just to annoy the fuck out of me. So all of that jazz happened, and I watched the highlights the whole game 2 days later.
Okay.
So I was just watching the game. Man, how much possession we dominate in the entire field except the final third.
Yeah.
There is nobody progressing the ball. There is no one making a crucial pass.
No creativity.
There is absolutely no creativity. I mean, Bruno tried. You know, that's what he can do.
Yeah.
But then it's the 11 other complete morons who just don't support him. And what the fuck is Lindelof doing in this team? What the hell is Harry Maguire doing in this team? I still don't get it how United ended up paying 80 million for that piece of shit.
80 million. It doesn't make any sense at all.
I think somebody who plays amateur football has the sense to block a cross. Like, it's basic footballing sense. When you're tracking someone, when you're guarding someone, you don't let that person cross. And you're on equal terms with him. It's not like you're 2 feet behind him that you're late on catching up with him. You can commit a little bit. You're freaking getting paid 200k per week. You can commit a little bit.
Yeah.
Put one slide tackle or something.
Yeah.
No. It's like, bro, you assist nicely in front of me. Andros Townsend came and he scored a very easy goal.
Yeah.
Man, it was so disappointing to watch. And also, I think we were unfortunate with what happened with De Gea. And the handball that happened to Lindelof, which was just and some of the Premier League rules are so stupid, man.
Yeah,
I mean, some of those handballs you just can't help it, but it'll happen.
Did you think that was a handball? What do you think?
Of course, it was a handball, but that is not a legit reason, right?
Yeah.
And like, he didn't do it purposefully, however you say that word.
Yeah.
Like, it happened accidentally, and throughout the entire game week, there were several incidences where the ball just unfortunately hits the hand.
Yeah.
You know, it happens. You can't give everything a penalty, man, which is just absolutely ridiculous. I think the second goal Spurs conceded against Southampton, even that which Doherty conceded, the penalty Matt Doherty conceded, that was purely luck, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was that was pure misfortune.
Yeah.
There was no fault of Doherty. Like, he couldn't help it. But then the referee was like, okay, fine. Because according to the new rules. And the rule that, I felt so bad for De Gea.
The goal line.
Yeah, after so many years, he made one penalty save. Yeah. And that also they disallowed, saying that you were on the line. He was just literally 1 centimeter on the line.
Yeah.
Which is just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
So my take on the penalty was like, like I didn't think it was a penalty, and then they showed the replay, and then I saw the ball hitting the hand, and then they decided to go and check it out on VAR, and then that's when I decided, okay, that's a penalty. Like, I knew that it was a penalty, but I knew that those referees who are going to make the decision, they're definitely going to give a penalty, because the rule is written like that, so that if your ball touches your hand, it's a penalty. Like, these rules are written by people who don't even play football. Like, they're just people like you and me who are like in the board of football or in the body of football. That's it. In the board or institutions of football. Like,
I think, like, as any football fan, it's common sense. You understand that it's not deliberate, right? Yeah. If it is deliberate, obviously you deserve to award a penalty to the opposite team.
And not just football fans. Like, even footballers on Twitter were saying that it wasn't a handball. Like, he was in a natural position. Like, and also the ball was like 1 or 2 feet away from his hand, and he doesn't have the time or even the reaction time to take his hand away. Like, he's just being in his normal motion where you run, when you're running, you just move your hands along. He's just doing that. It doesn't make any sense at all. Like, the rules are so broken. Like, the rules are, and that goal line, oh my God, don't even start from it. Like, I don't even know why that rule exists. Like, how would De Gea gain an advantage while taking a penalty by just moving 1 inches or 2 inches from the line? It doesn't. It's
just 1 inch. It was only 1 inch.
It doesn't even make sense. It's not like they're in a sport of Formula 1 or something where 1/10 of a second makes a difference or something like that. They're playing football. Like, oh my God, it's just ridiculous, dude.
I think the only player who, I don't know, sort of put some sort of effort into the game was maybe Bruno and Van de Beek.
Yeah.
I mean, and I get it that Pogba is a world-class player and all of that jazz. I personally am a huge fan of his. But
okay, so let me ask you, who do you blame? Who do you blame for the loss? Who do you blame? Like, who are the culprits for the loss? I
mean, we clearly had our tactics wrong.
Yeah.
I can't really blame the tactics. It's just the quality of the players, man. Like, except Bruno, I don't think there is anyone who just plays passes that that goes forward.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, who progresses the ball.
Okay.
I want somebody who can do that. There is nobody on the right wing. which is a problem that we've been facing for a very long time now.
Yeah.
And Bruno is a camp player who tries his best to do creative stuff and all, but then again, I mean, we have decent forwards, we have good forwards, but who did pretty well last season. But this game, I mean, none of them could click because it's also got to do with the fact that Crystal Palace has never conceded a penalty in the last. I think they don't usually concede penalties in the third box. They don't commit fouls and all. They're very good. They're solid defensively. So that also. And
what about the manager?
I mean, manager, what can you tell about Ole? Ole is just just like, I don't know, one of those guys who accidentally became a manager, by virtue of him being a good player at United. That's what I feel. I don't think he's very sound.
So
like
do you
maybe
think
like
he
a Guardiola
deserves to be
or
a United manager?
Well, we've given him enough time.
Yeah.
I think we can give him another season.
Yeah.
But our defense and our midfield, except Bruno, I don't see any value in the midfield. Defense is absolutely horrible. Defense, I think we can change the entire defense. Defense is pathetic. We have good strikers. We have decent forwards. It's just that the team is not performing well.
Yeah,
as a cohesive unit.
Yeah, so my take on the match, like I was watching the entire match, it was the grueling 90 minutes, like one of the worst 90 minutes that I ever had in my life.
It was very painful to watch.
Yeah, that and that was like the worst 90 minutes ever. Like it was so bad. Like so my take on the match was so there were a couple of things that Ole got wrong, but at the same time I can't blame I can't put the entire blame on Ole as well. Like, so let me first say what are the things that Ole got wrong. Like starting Scott McTominay as a CDM, that was I don't even know what he was thinking, because Scott McTominay is more like a box to box or a CM. He's not a defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
He's not a defensive
He's somebody
midfielder.
who used to thwart the defense.
Yeah, but he's not
McTominay is somebody who basically holds the ball and tries to commit fouls. Like if there is an attack that breaks out from the opposition, he's like that one extra midfielder that you employ ahead of your defensive line. Yeah. Just to sort of cut that threat out.
Yeah, exactly.
And
he's not a defensive, like a defensive midfielder's job is to make sure that he protects his defense. At the same time, he makes sure that to transition the ball from defense to all the way to the midfielders, attacking midfielders, and also to the strikers as well. And Scott McTominay is not that. Like basically, Scott McTominay was so bad that Bruno, who was playing as an attacking midfielder, had to run all the way back to the defense just to cover his
his errors.
Yeah, his errors. Yeah, and also like Scott McTominay, you can just see like whenever he actually made an error, he didn't like get up and he didn't go back and running to our goal post so that he could actually recover from his error. He was basically jogging towards the goal. Like that made me angry even more. And on top of that, I would say that starting Timothy Fosu-Mensah on the right instead of Wan-Bissaka, like I don't get it why he did that. Like even if Wan-Bissaka had an injury or maybe he was like not ready for a match day, full match, he could have at least started Brandon Williams, right? Like he's an RB. Like we always wanted him to see in a right back position instead of a left back position, because he's a right footer and he likes going forward. At the same time, he's a very good defensive player as well. So he could have probably started Brandon Williams on that side as well. But Timothy Fosu-Mensah, he didn't do anything. And coming to the forward, to the right midfielder, where Daniel James, I feel like Ole actually displaced Daniel James. Instead of playing him in the right, he could have actually played him in the left. Because whenever you see Daniel James playing for Wales, he usually starts on the...
James' usual position is right wing, no? That's what he's historically played.
Left wing.
Okay.
So even in Swansea, he used to play in the left, and also for Wales, he usually plays for the left. Like before our match against Crystal Palace started, like the UEFA Nations League was going on, right? So I actually saw some of the highlights where James played against different opponents, and on the left he was really good. Like he was running with the ball, he was cutting in, he was finding passes into the middle. Like he was really good. And on the right, he just feels like he's lost. Like the only thing he can do is put in crosses, and also like he kind of gets his foot tied in, because he doesn't know how to operate in the right. Because he doesn't know whether to cut in or whether to go out in the long and then put in a ball into the middle. So he's kind of lost in that area. So I feel like those were some of the errors that Ole made. But other than that, like Lindelof has to go. Like he's clearly not good enough. Like he is I mean, I wouldn't say he's one of the worst defender that we have because Phil Jones is clearly has taken that spot
No,
that no one
honest day
will.
he's pretty good.
Yeah,
Honest day he's good.
on his
And
day he's
even
pretty
Maguire,
good.
like
Yeah,
Maguire, as a defender, he's pathetic. But actually, he's somebody who can distribute the ball well from the defense. His
yeah,
passes are pretty good. It's not like
and
he's the worst and
and I
all.
feel
But
like
then this
yeah, and I
for
feel
someone
like
like for somebody like United, who's had Ferdinand and Vidic, who set
yeah,
the standard so high as CBs, right? At least try and respect that tradition and history that we have, the
yeah,
legacy that we have, and play to that potential, man.
yeah,
I mean, this is just League One football that you're doing,
yeah.
that you're playing. You're on such high wages, you're rated so highly, and if this is the football you give fans, then then you have all the right to be thrashed by fans.
Yeah, exactly. And also
It's
like
just
I feel like
so sad.
yeah, well, like with Maguire, I would say like he's a fridge. Like he needs to like start going to the gym so that he can work on his pace. But at the same time,
Hmm.
as a defender, I do rate him good, but not like in the level of Van Dijk or
Not worth 80
Koulibaly.
million and all. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah, of course not worthy of 80 million. But I feel like but I feel like Maguire, if he has a decent like or even a good defender alongside him, I would feel like he
Correct.
would actually be
Another
very good
part
as well.
now.
Yeah, I would
That's
actually
why
feel
we
like
need
he's good.
Upamecano.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
But I don't think we'll get him. But anyways, we'll talk about that later. But other than that, Solskjaer, those were the things that I actually felt like Solskjaer got it wrong. But
Yeah.
other than that, I would say that Rashford, I don't feel like he should have started because Rashford looked really bad. I don't know what's going on with him.
Rashford has been piss poor in the
Yeah,
last few
I
games.
maybe he's carrying an injury. We don't know yet. Maybe he still needs time to recover. But also, like for Pogba's poor performance against Crystal Palace, I would say that he actually had coronavirus before, like a week or two ago, before the match started. So maybe
Hmm.
he could have been like not ready for the match, and maybe Ole should have just started Van de Beek instead of Pogba. So that might have been
Hmm.
another error by Ole as well. But other than that, I wouldn't say anything bad about Martial because he didn't get any service at all. Like
Hmm.
he had to just stand there in the number 9 role and he wasn't getting any ball into him at all. So and he was actually
Yeah.
coming in
Yeah.
deep to get the ball so that he could start something and couldn't do that. So I would say
Yeah.
that Ole did get some things wrong, but at the same time the team wasn't ready. Like the fitness wasn't there. We didn't have a really good preseason as well, so that the team actually
Hmm.
could be like Crystal Palace had played like 3 games before they played us. So they were actually
Yeah. We
clearly
look kind
ready.
of tired.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. So we still haven't got the fitness in. We still don't have the match intensity in us so that we could have played well against Crystal Palace. So I would say maybe in the next game or in the game after that is when we'll truly see how United play. Because and also in
Hmm.
October we
Hmm.
have some big games coming up against Liverpool, Chelsea, and also I think against Spurs as well. So we'll clearly see what
Hmm.
United is made of and Ole how he does against them. But at the same time,
Yeah.
I still feel like we have to blame the Glazers and Ed Woodward as well. Because Ole
Hmm.
has been vocal about his transfer. He wanted Sancho, he wanted a defender, and also he wanted a left back as well. We didn't get
Hmm.
any of
Hmm.
those targets. We just got Van de Beek. Yeah, that's I mean, obviously he's a nice player with a really good potential who can really become a great player in the future. But we need a left back because Shaw was good, but at the same time, I feel like we need some competition in that role so that Shaw can actually bring out a little bit more than what
Shaw
he
is
already
super
has.
injury prone. Injury
Yeah,
prone. You
exactly.
never know
Yeah.
what is going to
Yeah.
happen with
So
Shaw.
we need a
Yeah.
backup. And also we definitely need someone in the right wing because I don't think anyone right now in the club like Mason Greenwood is good, but he's a striker.
Hmm.
He wants to become a
But he's a
striker.
kid, yeah, and he
Yeah,
gets tired soon.
yeah, exactly. And you don't want, and especially he's 18, you don't want to make him play too much because he might pick up injuries that might affect his future as well. So I feel like we need to put someone in that right position, someone like Sancho. And I don't know when we are going to get him, but we need Sancho or someone in that right position to fill that up. But other than that,
Hmm.
maybe we need a backup striker as well. And also we definitely need a center back, someone like Upamecano or Koulibaly.
Center back is the biggest priority, in
Exactly.
my opinion,
Yeah.
because this like the defensive line that we have is just horrible, man.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's possibly one of the worst in the Premier
Exactly.
League.
So
It's
I
just horrible to see it.
So I would say that like let's not panic right now. This is just the first match, and like you should like I think you might have seen all the reaction online. First, like he just lost one match in the league, and everyone started to go like crazy. Sack Ole, we'll bring someone else. That this he's not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't get the argument. Like he has beaten Pep Guardiola 4 or 3 times last season. He has beaten Lampard twice. He has beaten Mourinho once, and then drew another and he has also beaten, I think it was Arsenal once and lost once. And he's the only manager who has taken points away from Klopp, like in the top 6 managers
Yeah.
last season. Like he's
The
clearly,
first fixture was a draw, yeah.
yeah, clearly he's a good manager. But the only time where Ole struggles is he can't break teams when they sit back. When they go defensive, that's when he struggles. He doesn't know how to break teams down. So if Ole improves on that one side of his game, I feel like he's a really good manager who can actually like achieve some great things at Manchester United. So we just need to give him time. And also, like, I don't want a lot of people like giving Ole slack, because the real people who need to be like, yelled at is the board and the Glazers for not backing up the manager, because he did miracle for us last season by taking us all the way from 12th to 3rd. So now the board clearly have to back him. So I would say that, we need to look at the Glazers more than Solskjaer. Yeah. So after that, let's move on. Let's move on to the next match, because we have a lot to talk about. So let's talk about the main game, the big game in the week. That was Chelsea versus Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. So what do you think of the match?
Well, exciting first half.
Yeah.
Until the red card, which was just so stupid from Christiansen.
I don't know
and
why he did that.
A clear red card that was.
Yeah.
Afterwards, it just took a comedy turn. That's all. I mean, Kepa being Kepa, and Liverpool being Liverpool. That's all. I was actually surprised that Liverpool managed to score only 2. I was expecting them to score at least 4 or 5.
Exactly. No, they scored 3. They scored 3.
2-0.
Was it 3-0?
Mane scored both the goals. 2-0. Mane scored both the goals.
Yeah, correct.
Mane scored both the goals. Yeah.
I thought
so the first goal was beautiful to watch. It was well worked by the attacking 3, which was Salah, and a beautiful assist, a chipped cross by Firmino, and a wonderful finish by Mane. So that was wonderful to watch. The second goal was just
his time is to. I mean, I still feel like Firmino. I think his time is up in Liverpool. I don't think he's a striker that he used to be.
Firmino is a striker who also does defensive duties. I just don't understand.
I don't understand that.
I don't understand how he manages that number 10 spot, like the number 10 position.
Yeah.
He's just there as a human being, as a body. I don't know how long it's been since he last scored a goal.
I think that might be the reason why they bought Jota. I think maybe he might be like a player.
Oh, Jota is so good.
Yeah.
He's so good, man. He's damn good. He just it's the best man. Klopp is the best manager to improve under. He just needs a little improvement with his, he's got crazy dribbling skills and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
If there is some more, precision added to that, and with the shooting and all that, he can be a world-class player.
But that red card was such a disappointment, dude. I felt like, if that red card wasn't there, I feel like Chelsea maybe could have gotten a point away from Liverpool, because they did actually play really well.
Yeah, I think Lampard had his plan, and he stuck to the plan until Christiansen made that blunder.
I know.
And afterwards, it was just sad to watch.
Yeah. And what do you think about?
Kante is playing as a striker.
Yeah. What do you think about Kai Havertz? Kai Havertz, like his performance have been so far not that.
In the first two games in Premier League, he was a major disappointment for me.
Yeah.
I didn't find anything exciting about him.
Yeah.
For all the hype he's got. For sure, he's been a very good player in the Bundesliga side.
Yeah.
For which team?
Bayer Leverkusen, yeah.
And he's been a very good player for them. And when I see him, I get those Ozil wala vibes. You know what I mean? He's got that chilled out, very calm, amazing. He passes really well. That is there for sure.
Yeah.
But then there were times in both the matches against Brighton and this matches where he made some sloppy passes.
Yeah.
He doesn't know where to run, what is going on.
And he gave up the ball quite some time.
Yeah. Clueless and all that. The best takeaway and the part that I enjoyed was Thiago's debut. And what a game that guy had.
Yeah.
45 minutes. He had more passes than the entire Chelsea team.
Exactly. When he came on, he was just like a conductor, directing the midfield and the attack.
It didn't feel like he was making his debut for Liverpool.
Exactly.
He's been playing for Liverpool for a very long time.
Yeah.
The swagger that he passes the ball, the passes that he makes, the attitude that he carries. He's not a very intimidating figure if you look at him. He's he's not very tall and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He has a decent build and all that stuff, but the swagger with which he carries himself, the passes he makes, so stylish to watch him play. It's so amazing to watch. He's going to be one of the linchpins for Liverpool this year. For sure. And a world-class central midfielder like Thiago, him being bought for 30 million is just cherry on the top.
Like right now, the Liverpool's main priority is to make sure that that guy is in tip-top shape and doesn't get any injuries. That's their own priority.
I really hope so.
Because if
as a United fan, you have to be jealous because that's the kind of signing. This, in my opinion, I will even go on to the extent saying that this is probably the signing of the season.
Yeah, true. Like one of the best, like for the price and for the player that he is, and he's still 29, right?
29.
Yeah, like
he signed a contract till 2024, I think.
Yeah, so he still has like 3-4 like probably world class years that he can like 3 or 4 years where he can put out world class performance.
And you're being like you're under the tutelage of Klopp.
One of the best managers in the world. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what else do you need?
Yeah, true.
It's a match made in heaven.
Exactly.
Thiago and Liverpool is what I feel.
I would say that in terms of like Liverpool, they were just, badass. I felt like they should have scored a lot more goals, but I feel like
they could have easily scored.
Yeah, but maybe Frank actually got a little bit defensive, so that it might have been a little bit hard for them to score goals. But I would say when it comes to Chelsea, the only shining light or only one of the main takeaways from their performance would be Timo Werner. Like he was really good in the first match. In the second match, he was also he was the one who got the penalty, right, for Chelsea. One of the standouts, like Liverpool were just being Liverpool, like they were just being them, like they were asserting their dominance. But for the first half, like until that red card, Lampard actually did have a plan and he was going about it. But then that stupid challenge by Christiansen, I don't know what he was trying to do. Maybe he was trying to hop on his back like Vikram and Betal. I don't know what he was trying to do. But he clearly fouled him, and that red card ruined Frank Lampard's entire game, and which was kind of sad to see because I kind of felt like Liverpool could have lost a point against Lampard, but hey,
correct.
Yeah, what can you do? It's football.
I think the fans need to give Chelsea a little more time because the players, I think players like Ziyech and Silva just played against Barnsley. That was his first game.
Yeah.
And Havertz and all of these players, Werner and all, they haven't had the time to gel well together as a team, spend time with each other and practice more as a team.
Yeah.
So once you give them time and maybe like a few games, like 10 or 15 games into the season, we can judge them. We can try and assess if the signings has had an impact or not.
Yeah, exactly. By the end of October, we can see like how good all the teams are. Like that's when all the big games is gonna happen, right? So by the end of October, we'll know, I think.
Yeah, I mean, October also is too early because October is not so far from here. We need to give them at least one full season to see how, as a team, they can perform to each other's strengths and perform as a team properly. So
bare minimum, I feel like they need to achieve top 4, especially with the money that they have splashed. The bare minimum, I think they need to achieve top 4.
Yeah. And I think that's also their goal. Their goal is not to go on and win the Premier League title, at least for now. I think it's to close the gap between City and between City and Liverpool.
Just like United.
So that I think they can try and achieve. I think Lampard is a good manager as well. Lampard needs some time.
Yeah.
It's not like Lampard. I think is the guy for Chelsea.
Yeah.
Amongst all the managers that they've had. So let's see.
So moving on, let's move on to the other. So we'll just go through all the other games, but we'll finish off one game, that is Wolves versus Man City. That was on Tuesday.
Yeah. That was a great game. I actually enjoyed watching the game. Wolves had so many chances. Classic Wolves. They had so many chances. They could have equalized. They could have actually taken the lead in the game.
Yeah, and also I was actually very curious to watch this game because like in our United match, we were saying that the players were tired and all that. So like a lot of people are saying that if City come out and they win against Wolves, then you can't complain about being tired and all that. But it was the same for them as well because in the first half they dominated the first half, and then the second half started and Wolves practically they could have even won the match as well because they missed like 2 or 3 chances.
They should have. They missed so many. I think 2 or 3 very good chances.
Yeah, exactly.
Which they could have easily converted, and it was actually, I don't know, like I thought they could pull it off because Jimenez did pull off 1 goal.
Yeah.
And I thought they had Podence had a couple of chances, and Traore thankfully started on the right wing, and he did deliver some wonderful balls, and they couldn't convert, unfortunately.
Yeah, there were so many chances.
Wolves didn't have the finishing end. They just didn't have the finishing product in the final third.
Exactly.
And City were just being City. I mean, all their goals were just amazing.
In the first half.
Yeah. And they managed to pull off 1 goal towards the end of the game as well.
Yeah, exactly.
For all those people who started Jesus in their FPL teams, got points.
Yeah.
4 What points, man.
Yeah, speaking of FPL, dude, I think we can talk about Spurs game. Son and Kane.
Oh, thankfully I
Oof.
had Son.
Same.
Thankfully I didn't substitute, so I didn't transfer Son
Yeah.
because he had a horrible game in the first game week. I chose to stick with Son, and man,
My
such a
only mistake
rewarding
was
experience.
not making him as a captain. My only mistake was that.
That though, I don't think we would have forced. I mean, we would have predicted. We would have
Yeah.
anticipated making him captain and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have any regrets. But people who had Kane in their team and didn't make him captain, I
Oh,
think they would regret a lot.
true, true,
Kane,
true.
man, 4 assists and 1 goal,
I know.
and all the 4 assists were so good, such
Really
wonderful
good.
assists.
Really good. Really good.
Damn
I,
good.
I mean,
Yeah.
Mourinho is like slowly starting to put that team together. Like it
And
can.
it's yeah, like actually, you know what? Like if you look at all the 5 goals, they were
Yeah.
on the break.
Yeah.
They were on the counter attack. It's
Yeah.
not like they worked passes and they dominated position and all of that stuff.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because Southampton actually led the game. They scored the first goal,
Yeah.
and I thought they had it in control in the first half.
Yeah.
But I was just watching, and I was just focusing on Son because he was giving me points and he was giving me goals.
Oh my God, it was so fun to watch. And also like Mourinho is like getting his tactics down. Like how we actually see the old Mourinho where they sit back and then on the break they counter and they score some goals. It's just
Yeah,
that
yeah. Now that he's got Bale in his armor,
oh my God,
man.
Sergio and Bale.
Yeah.
And also
Bale is injured for now.
they're
He
still
will
looking
probably
into the
start in
market.
sometime in October.
Yeah, and then they're still in the market as well for some other signing. But anyways, we'll talk about that in
Yeah,
just a minute.
yeah.
So
Hmm.
after that, I think the only other game that we need to talk about, Leicester won 4-2. That was, I think, comfortable. I think that is not a surprise to
Four
anyone, right?
goals they scored, and not one goal. Not in one goal was Jamie Vardy involved. I had
Yeah,
him in
that
my
was
team.
surprising. Yeah, that was very surprising.
That was so disappointing for me. I thought he'll score at least one goal.
Yeah. And
Freaking hell,
all,
he didn't score.
and also like it was very curious for me to watch Arsenal versus West Ham because Arsenal weren't as good as how they were in the first game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It was a hard-fought victory for them. West Ham
exactly.
played well, actually.
West
Yeah.
Ham actually played really well, actually. Even though it was away, they
Mm-hmm.
played really well. And other than
Yeah.
that, Leeds are still marching on 4-3.
Yeah, Leeds
Oh my
again, another
God.
7-goal thriller,
I
and
know.
even Fulham also, which is another newly promoted side. So it
Yeah.
was a battle between the championship sides.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch. That was a great game.
Yeah.
But I hope Leicester I'm pretty sure Leicester won't be carrying this intensity in all the games because
You mean
surely some of the
Leeds,
players
right?
are going to get injured. Yeah,
Leeds, right?
Leeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leeds. Surely, definitely, some players are going to get injured
Yeah, for sure.
for purely because of the intensity that Bielsa demands out of his players,
Yeah.
and the effort that they put in running to and fro so
Yeah.
much. You just need to be very fit,
And
to
also,
press so high
yeah, and
and
also
score so many goals.
they need to fix the defense as well because leaking so many goals that would actually sometimes come back and haunt you when
Yeah,
it comes to goal difference.
exactly.
So
Conceding 6 goals in the first 2 games is not a
yeah,
very good sign.
exactly. So they need to fix up that because there might be some team who can just lock up their. I mean, I don't think there are a lot of teams in the Premier League that can actually stop the Bielsa press, but there are
Hmm.
teams who can outscore them. So they need to make
Yeah.
sure that they need to fix their back at the same time. They need to be threatening I mean, they are threatening going forward, but they need to fix the
Hmm.
defense as well. They need to focus
Yes,
on that.
I really want to see the City and Leeds game. That will be
Oh
a very
yeah,
interesting game.
the student
That will be
versus
the battle of
the
wits.
mentor. The student versus
Yes,
the mentor.
yes.
That's gonna be really good. Yeah. And finally,
Yeah.
the Everton game, 5-3,
Oh,
5-2.
what a great game! What a
Like
great game,
Everton
man.
look like they're gonna crack into the top six, dude. The way they're playing right now.
Let's just give it some more time. It's just 2 games, but
Yeah.
what a game James had! I was so impressed,
I
and I was
know.
so happy seeing James playing so well. I've
Yeah.
always been a James fan,
Like what?
even before he joined Madrid and when he was at Monaco and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I was really happy he moved to Madrid, but then at the same time, it was so dissatisfying. Not dissatisfying. It was so heartbreaking seeing him not being given enough game time by Zidane, and Zidane,
True.
always benching him for the potential that he
True.
has.
Yeah.
And I think Premier League is the side that he can really shine now.
For
Bayern
sure.
also he was
Like
super warming the benches.
like again like with how I mean how Thiago was for Liverpool, that's how James is for Everton and some
Exactly.
more as well.
He was at the heart of everything that
Yeah,
happened for Everton.
exactly. Like how Bruno was
I
for
think,
us last season, I think he's doing the
yeah.
same thing in Everton right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's awesome, dude. Like,
James again is a good option for game week 3
exactly.
in
Yeah,
FPL.
true. Yeah, true. But all in all, a great match day week. So I think let's move on to the
Oh,
transfers.
yeah. Speaking of great match week, I
Uh-huh.
think all the 20, all the 10 fixtures
Mm-hmm.
gave us a result of 44 goals. That's a
Yeah,
record in Premier League in one
exactly.
match week.
Yeah.
44 goals we got
Yeah,
to see. That's
yeah.
mad. That's
So
crazy.
yeah, all in all, for the first day and the second day were really good, like match days. I hope that
Yeah,
that continues on for the third match day as well. So I think we
yeah.
can talk a little
By
bit
the way, I
about.
have an update. I have
Okay,
another update. Sorry to interrupt. I have
okay.
another update. And RCB has lost
Yeah, I
terribly,
saw that. I saw that.
tremendously
I saw that.
to Kings 11 Punjab. So people are already saying that
Take the cup.
KL Rahul has beaten RCB by 22 runs because RCB's entire team score was less than what KL Rahul himself scored.
Oh my God. And the trolling has already started, RCB take a
Yeah,
cup with
yeah.
that, this and all that. Yo.
I think you know what? I think here's my theory. I think RCB is in form when they are not playing well.
Yeah.
That is when they are in their usual self.
Yeah.
They are out of form when they are actually playing well. When they are actually winning games, then they are out of form.
Which doesn't make any
When they
sense
are
at all.
losing games consistently, no. When they are losing games consistently, that's when they are in form. That is their true self.
Oh my
When they are
God.
winning games, they are actually out of form.
Oh my God. That's just hard for any team to hear. So let's move on to the transfers.
Yeah.
So let's talk about first of all, I want to get this off my. So if anyone's wondering why I have this as a background, because I'm in another planet, because I'm so sick and tired of Manchester United transfer and every single notification that I'm getting on my phone saying that we're gonna sign them, we have been linked to them. I want to get away from all this. So that's why I'm in a new planet right now. This is my imagination. This is my imaginary world right now that I'm in right now. I'm so sick and tired of United's transfer, dude. What do you think about it, Seven? Please give us some insight.
I
Air
don't
out your
know.
frustration.
Like, what do I even tell after that performance by Lindelof and Maguire? It just reinforces the fact that your team isn't as good, and stop being so freaking arrogant. That you're one of the biggest club in the world and all that stuff. All those days are gone.
Oh,
We are only selling t-shirts.
Speaking of that, did you watch that Patrice Evra video that I sent you? Yeah.
Yes,
What are your
you were
thoughts
the
on
one who
that?
said.
Yeah.
I read excerpts of whatever he said, but the video I saw it when you sent it to me.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's something all of us as fans needed to hear, right?
Yeah.
And this was quite sensational. An ex-legend talking so wholeheartedly and so passionately and being so frank and candid of whatever is happening. And I think it makes absolute sense that it clearly sort of sheds light on the fact that United, the board and the club is being run by basically people who don't know anything about football.
Exactly.
And people negotiating with players and all, they're simply talking numbers. And
one of the most shocking.
No, hear me out. You know why Havertz signed with Chelsea? It's because Lampard spoke with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Havertz was in two minds whether to join whether to join Chelsea or Bayern or some other team. But then Lampard personally went and spoke with him. Lampard convinced him of his plans and all that stuff. And Havertz was so impressed, and Havertz was like, "Yeah, I want to play for Lampard." We don't have someone like that in our ranks. That's why we need a sporting director.
Yeah, that's why,
possibly an ex.
Yeah, that's why
an ex-legend who can inspire people, right?
Yeah, that's why even Ole is like, even for the Van de Beek transfer, like he was the one who actually called up Van de Beek, saying that, he convinced about the project that he was doing. He convinced him where he is going to play in the team and all that. Like he put all that down on the table so that Van de Beek would be enticed to come to Manchester United. And that's what a manager should not do. Like maybe for a main target, maybe a manager can do all that. But for like getting a player who's not world class, maybe a good player or someone like that, the board or the guys who are in charge of the transfer, they need to do their job. Like then why are they on their job? Like it doesn't make any sense at all. Like one of the most surprising thing that I got from Evra's video was like when he mentioned that some other football club's sporting director called him to ask him to call Matt Judge and tell him to answer their phone call, which was like baffling. I mean, you are Manchester freaking United, dude. You need to have certain people, competent people in charge so that, this kind of blunders doesn't happen. And I think that's why United have a reputation in the transfer market, right? Where whenever United come to any other club to negotiate, they know that, these pricks are gonna, are not gonna respect us. So let's not respect them and we'll just throw some insane prices if they want to sign our players.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And worst thing is like United don't go with any alternatives. A plan B.
Exactly.
They have their mind fixed that they are going to sign Sancho and only Sancho.
Yeah.
I mean, what if Sancho doesn't work
him.
out?
And then they don't sign him.
And what if Sancho? What if Sancho doesn't sign? Your alternatives are Gareth Bale and Douglas Costa.
I know.
I mean, have something that is long term, right? Have a plan. Freaking execute that plan.
Yeah.
Start working towards it. Like Evra clearly said in the video that it's lawyers who are talking to players.
Yeah. It's just numbers.
Players who are absolute lewats, who doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
Like you go and talk numbers and stats to them, what will they understand? They'll be totally demotivated.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they won't respect you also as a club. And for the rich legacy and for the rich history we have.
It's basically...
he gave the example of this guy, what's his name? Sanchez.
Yeah.
Sanchez was like, you give me more money, I'll come, it seems.
Yeah.
What is their attitude towards United?
I know. Like basically they're just coming here for the money. It doesn't like at the end of the day, if you just throw numbers at a player, he'll be like, okay, I'll get a lot of money here, so let me come here because no other club will offer me this kind of money. Like I was reading some stat, dude. Like we have so many players who like we have Deadwood who are on 30 million per year. 30 million. Like Mata gets 8 million per year. Lingard gets 4 or 3
million. One player gets 30 million.
No. Like all the Deadwood,
total
like
team,
Jones, Jones and all those Deadwoods, they get 30
Smalling
million.
And all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So for example, Mata gets 8 million per year. Lingard gets 4 or 5 million per year. Rowe gets, I think.
By the way, Lingard is rumored to go to Tottenham.
Spurs. Yeah, Spurs. But actually, United don't want him to go now. It seems they have actually changed their mind.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Oh wow!
It doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, like we need to get rid of our Deadwood dude. Like last year, Jones signed a 5-year deal with United. 5-year deal.
Oh my God! I don't know. Like I don't know if they're not learning from their mistakes or they are just like let's make this a retirement club for the players and for the worst players in the history.
It doesn't make sense. Like even a person who knows a little bit about football would say that Phil Jones, please get him out of my club. Even a person who just watches football a little bit would know that. This just
all
shows
of this points to the fact that it eventually points to the fact that our like the club is being run by non-footballing executives or business people.
Yeah,
they are only concerned about commercial gains. That's all. They don't not even bothered about what we are going to do in footballing terms.
Yeah, they don't want to sign any players, sign any new players because they know it will cost them money. So they just sign, make the existing players sign another contract and show them as like a new signing. Oh, they're gonna stay for 1 or 2 years and all that. It just doesn't make any sense at all. Like, okay, so let's get into the transfer. So right now, the rumor that is going on right now is Alex Telles. You might have heard about this, right? So right now, the rumor, not the rumor, like Fabrizio Romano has come out and said that Alex Telles might sign for United within 24 or 48 hours. So right now, So what United, right now they're kind of changing the transfer policy. So United had three left backs as their option. So one was Sergio Reguilon, which we didn't sign because of the buyout clause, which we weren't agreement with Real Madrid. Second was Alex Telles, who we were still talking to. So right now, what happened was Porto actually gave out a price of 18 million pounds for United, and United were cool with it. But then the sporting director or the club president remembered that Telles has a sellout clause in his contract. So if you sell Telles, you have to pay 10% to Galatasaray, and also there are some agents fees that they have to pay. Like to Jorge Mendes.
So has the deal broken? Like,
so right
has
now,
the talks broken down?
Yeah, so right now they've increased their asking price to 23 million pounds. So they've increased 5 million.
I just get it done with, man. 23 is okay.
Like it doesn't matter, dude. Just 5 million, just pay it out, dude. So right now,
Yeah,
United
and
are
he
trying to
really
hash it
wants to
out.
come to United. Like he
Yeah,
respects the club and all that stuff.
he's actually pushing for a United move right now. So he has actually told Porto that he wants to go to United. So he's actually pushing for it. So right now they just have to conclude it. So Fabrizio was saying that it might get done in 24 to 48 hours. But the one thing about United is even if we sign the player, we take like 4 or 5 days to unveil that player, which again adds to the transfer deadline day. It all doesn't make sense. And also like there is another update on Sancho, and you might like this. So Sancho update is right now that we are still on Sancho. So right now we are trying to sell Chris Smalling to Roma. So the Roma president, he wants to sign Chris Smalling. Like he definitely wants to sign him. So they are ready to meet the asking price that United are asking for. And
Which is
Roma,
around 30 million, no? Which is around 30 million for
somewhere
Smalling.
around 20-25 million, not 30, 20-25 million.
Acha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're ready to meet their asking price because Roma president really wants Smalling. So, and also Chris Smalling wants to go to Roma as well. So if they get
Good
that deal
riddance.
done,
Good riddance.
yeah, exactly. So if they get that deal done, that fund will be added to the Sancho budget as well. So right now, the rumor that is going around United is, and also all the tabloids, what they're talking about is the reason that they are delaying Sancho, the Sancho transfer is the only reason they're delaying that is because they want to sign Sancho in the month of October, because in the month of October the next quarter begins, so that they can put Sancho on their new books instead of the old one. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Who?
because of that,
Dortmund?
no. So United want to put Sancho's deal or Sancho's transfer fee on the new quarter instead of the old quarter. So the
Okay.
October 1st is the new quarter. So they want to put Sancho on that so that the other quarter doesn't, the transfer budget or the income doesn't maximize, and they might be too much in debt and all that. Like the club is already in 500 million in debt, right? So they don't want to add to that for the previous quarter. So they want to add Sancho to the new quarter so that they can balance the books and
Okay.
all that. So right now the rumor
But that, I mean, that's still sort of, I mean, but anyway, Dortmund has to agree, right? Dortmund has been so stubborn
yeah,
with the fact that you either meet our asking price
yeah,
or you can fuck off.
yeah. What?
That's
Yeah,
what that's Dortmund's stand.
yeah,
That's been
yeah.
Dortmund's
So
stand, and United have been clearly telling that no, we can't pay so much for someone like that and all that stuff.
yeah, but the rumor is United are actually ready to pay for that, like with add-ons and all those installments and all that. But they're just waiting for the 1st of October for the next year for the next quarters to start, so that they can put him in that books instead of the previous quarter. So they're just waiting for October 1st. That's it.
Man,
But still,
100
like
and what, 20 million or
100 and
110 million for Sancho?
120 million euros. So that's 100
That's
million
that's
pounds or something.
ridiculous, man. That's
But still,
ridiculous.
like for a player like Sancho, that's an acceptable fee, dude. Like what he's the second highest assist. He had the second highest assist, I think, and he scored like 15 goals, 17 assists and 15 goals, and he's still 20 years old.
Yeah, but if you think of it, that was the same hype when Mkhitaryan joined us. He
Yeah,
had 20 plus goals, 20 plus assists in the previous 3 seasons.
but he's much
And
younger.
how he bombed, how he bombed. Mkhitaryan also was like what, 27, 28 when he
Yeah,
joined
but he's
United, no? Yeah,
20.
I know.
He's
I know, I
20,
know, I know.
and
But
he's
then
been doing
I
it for
hope
2 seasons.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I hope he fits
consistently.
into the plans, whatever we have, right?
Yeah, true.
Because United have been playing subpar football, at
And
least for the last few
I
months.
trust Ole because he always, like, even in the last summer transfer window, he wanted Bruno Fernandes in the beginning of the season, and the United board didn't deliver. And then he went on a rut. But the moment Bruno came into the club, like, it instantly changed our tactics. Ole was like, we were winning game, like we were the best team in the league in after the lockdown. So I feel like if we get the right players, I feel like Ole will get the team back to the top, or at least near Liverpool, so that we can close down the gap. So I'm just waiting for those transfers. So I'm hopeful. And when it comes to centre back, there are talks saying that we might sign a centre back, but there are some other people saying that we don't have the budget for the centre back, and centre back might be something that we might try to sign in January window, not in this window. So the centre back talk. So I don't know if we'll sign the centre back, but Sancho is still on, and Alex Telles will be over the line soon in the next 2 days. Maybe
Okay.
today or tomorrow. I just
Right,
got an
right.
update from Twitter on Fabrizio Romano. So the United are still
Acha.
in talks. Like it's in advanced talks. So we'll sign him soon. But so what do you think about the Alex Telles and Alex? We know what Sancho is going to do. What do you think about Alex
Yeah.
Telles?
Tellus should be a good signing because, like I mentioned, he says he really wants to come to United.
Yeah.
Unlike Bale or not Bale, unlike Reguilon.
Yeah.
Reguilon was just like, I mean, Reguilon also was bound by the clause Real Madrid had on him, which is a bad business decision, is what I would say.
Yeah.
Paying 30 million over 2 years is just absolutely ridiculous. So Telles, I feel like many people are telling Telles is better than Reguilon. No, I've not seen.
Okay.
I have not seen. That's
so
the thing.
so if I want to give
some people
context,
are saying that he's better than Reguilon, which I don't really agree with, because Reguilon has been fantastic.
Some people actually rate him as like one of the best left back in Europe. Actually, like they put him in the category, not in the category of Robertson, but they put him below him and Kimmich. So he's actually pretty good. So just to give you context, the way that Alex Telles plays, like defensively, he's okay. He's not good. He's okay. Okay, but attacking, like he's one of the best that I've seen. Like the way he goes forward, like it reminds me a lot of Ziyech, because his left foot is insane. Alex Telles' left foot, like the way he puts in crosses, and his free kicks are like so powerful. Like we would have another free kick along with Rashford and Bruno, because you just go out, after the podcast, just go and check out some of his highlights.
Like, I'll do that.
He has some insane power and insane accuracy when it comes to that left foot. So he reminds me a lot of Ziyech as well. So he would be a welcome addition to United, because we don't have a lot of players right now who can put that crosses into the forwards directly and head them in. Right. So that kind of player would be very useful, because United had those kind of players like Evra, and on the right Neville. They were those kind of players who are doing that, right? So we need the player like Telles badly. I think we need a little bit of creativity into the path. So
and he's 27 and 23 million is, I think, a very good price.
And it'd be a good competition for Shaw as well, so that he can level up his game as well, right? So moving on, let's talk about Tottenham, Bale and Sergio Reguilon. What do you think about that?
Two fantastic signings.
Right.
They've been wanting to bolster their ranks, and it's been clear. If you watched the documentary All or Nothing, it was very clear that they need more players. They need more attack-minded players and better players in general, right? And they are willing to spend that extra buck on it. Bale has always wanted to come. He was even ready to go to China. That's how bad his situation was with Zidane and Madrid. So this is a welcoming move for him as well, coming back to his hometown, England, and all of his family coming back. He is definitely in a good headspace now.
Do you think he'll be as good as he was?
That I don't know. Like, he still has the pace, is what I feel, because if he hasn't had enough game time. I'm not saying he's going to hit the peak levels that he did when he was at Tottenham, when he scored 26 goals and 20 assists and all that stuff.
31 years old now. 31 years.
Yeah, but I still think he can light up the Premier League. It's just that hunch.
But I
because
think
it's Bale, Bale has that winning mentality as well. He's won 4 Champions Leagues. 3 or 4 Champions Leagues with Madrid, and I think he has that hunger and that drive to go and perform well. And Reguilon again is a Madrid prospect who's done exceptionally well, and he was really good at Sevilla. And I think he's a very, very good signing for Tottenham. And Tottenham are desperate to bolster the defense, so that's why they ended up paying 30 million, even if it was for just 2 years.
And also speaking about Spurs, like right now there are words coming out that Jose Mourinho had a falling out with Dele Alli, and Dele Alli is actually going. He's actually going to leave Tottenham now. So where do you think he might end up?
I think Madrid were Barca. Madrid. I think Madrid wanted him. Madrid or Bayern maybe. I think it was Madrid. Yeah. Real Madrid were planning at looking at him.
Yeah, maybe Madrid or even Barca. I think Barca don't have a lot of attacking midfielders, right? So I think even Barca
now even Suarez left now to Atletico Madrid.
And they have signed Memphis Depay, and they're actually gonna sign Ajax player. I think his name is Sergio Dest or Best. I think his name is Dest. I think.
Best.
Dest.
Dest. D-E-S-T.
Yeah, Sergio Dest. Yeah. So they're gonna sign him as well.
Yeah.
So they're actually kind of bolstering up their squad because of Ronald Koeman, that is the new manager right now in Barcelona. So let's see. He's a very young player. Like, it's a prospect that they're buying into. Like, he's a very young player, 19 years old. That's it.
Dest from Ajax.
Dest, yeah.
Yeah. What do you expect? Ajax players, I don't think anyone is above 23 years old.
Yeah, exactly. So he's a right back who is very young, like 19 years old. So let's see what goes on with Dest. Even Bayern were in for him, but he chose Barcelona. So I
Okay.
think, if he is that highly rated, maybe it's a good signing for them. But other than that, Chelsea, like I think we mentioned in the last episode or maybe episode before that, Eduardo Mendy was just announced by Chelsea. They
Eduardo
signed
Mendy,
him.
yeah, he's a blue now.
Yeah,
He's a Chelsea player,
yeah,
and I think
finally.
straight away he's going to replace.
Exactly.
I mean, I think he has to quarantine himself for 14 days or something.
Yeah.
So otherwise, I think after that he is straight away going to replace Kepa.
Straight away. No doubt
Yeah,
at all.
and you know what? Kepa signed a 7-year contract. It's not
Seriously.
4 or 5 years. Yeah, 7-year contract.
Oh my God.
He's seen two. I think this is his third season at Chelsea. He's seen 2 years. I don't know what he's going to do for the rest of his contract.
Oh
Maybe
my
they
God.
loan him out to some cheap. I mean, some low-level clubs.
Or they
I
have
don't know,
to
but
let him go for cheap. That's it.
oh, that will be a huge loss. World's most expensive goalkeeper, and
Yeah.
letting him out for such a small amount is going to be terrible business for Chelsea.
I think they signed him for 50 something million, right?
What are you saying? I think they signed him for 80 million pounds or something.
Yeah, some 70 million or something like that.
70 or 70 plus million, 71 or somewhere between 71 and 79.
Yeah.
80 million, I think. Yeah.
I think it was 70 million something. I think 71. Yeah, 71.
71.
71. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's the most expensive goalkeeper in the world.
Yeah, I think I don't even know how they're gonna make that money. Maybe he looks like a 30 million or even a 20 million goalkeeper right now.
They paid so much because of the potential he had. I'm not saying Kepa was a bad player. Kepa was a very good player when he arrived at Chelsea. He had the potential, but I don't know.
And then after that, that season, I don't know.
Especially last season was so bad. Especially last season, he was really bad.
Yeah, so it's all downhill for him. But anyways, let's see. Hopefully, he gets back up because there is a lot of potential in that boy.
Yes.
Yeah. So moving on, I think Liverpool. I think they are all done with their transfer. I don't know. They're looking for anyone right now, but it looks stacked. So I don't think they need to go for anyone.
The only missing puzzle. I mean, the only missing piece in the puzzle was a creative midfielder, which is filled by Thiago now.
Yeah, but there are still a lot of talk saying that they might go for Ismail Sarr as well from Watford. So I don't know if that is going to happen because that would be a lot of money for Ismail Sarr because he's a potential.
I think the only replacements they were looking at were central midfield and for Firmino.
Yeah, but they actually wanted someone for Salah as well. Because
Salah has been in fine form.
But they wanted someone like a backup. Maybe. I mean, he's getting old, right? So maybe he might leave next season or something like that.
Yeah, I think Minamino and Jota and is there another player? Thiago. I think these are the replacement for Salah, Firmino, and Mane.
Maybe. Let's see. But Ismail Sarr is a really good player, really high potential. I mean, he was one of the player who was vital in beating Liverpool last season, right? When Watford played against Liverpool.
Watford beat them 3-0 or something, no? 3-0 or something.
Yeah, exactly. So I think let's see if Ismail Sarr. I mean, if he does go to Liverpool, they will ask a lot of money. So let's see if that is going to happen. But other than that, I think Man City is the only one who I feel like might sign a player by the end of the transfer window, and that is Koulibaly. So they're in talks with Koulibaly right now.
That's happening, is it?
Yeah. So right now, I think the transfer what Napoli is asking for is somewhere around 70 million, but City just want to pay 60 million with add-ons and all that. So they're at an impasse, and also there are some bad relationship between Napoli and Man City as well because of the previous transfer that they had. I think that relates to maybe.
What was the previous transfer? Who did they get?
I think no. They didn't get anyone. Actually, the player that they wanted went to another team. I think I was reading about this. Who was the player who actually went away from Napoli? Do you remember?
Which position did that person play?
Yeah, I think he was a pretty up and coming. I think was it?
Was he a striker, midfielder?
I think it was a striker. I think.
No idea. He went to City.
No, he didn't go to City. City wanted him, and then they sold it to someone else.
I don't know. Just look it up on the internet.
Yeah.
Which player left Napoli last year? Which striker left?
Oh, damn it. Who was it? But other than that, do you think City needs any more signing other than Koulibaly?
I think City are fine. Right? And I don't even understand. Laporte is injured.
So City actually wanted to sign Jorginho.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
he went to Chelsea.
Yeah, they actually had an agreement to sign Jorginho and all that. Then Chelsea came in and offered more money. and they just swooped in and they broke their word. So City actually are still hung up on that. So there is a bad blood between Napoli and City. So that's why. Yeah. But let's see. Yeah. So you're saying. Do you think City?
Yeah. So Laporte is injured right now, and Stones hasn't been performing to his potential. I mean, Stones not the hype that was generated when he came.
Yeah.
So I think Koulibaly would be a great addition to them. Ake has just signed for them.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Ake, let's see how well he performs. Now he's in a good team, so let's see how good he performs.
Ake performed quite well in the previous game against which was
but the thing about Ake is like
Wolves.
Yeah, but the thing about Ake is he went out on loan on Chelsea and then he came back to the Chelsea first team. He didn't play well. Then he went out on loan again, and now he's in a big team again. So let's see if he can handle the pressure.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll do well.
I hope.
And the worst part is Pep keeps rotating his players.
Exactly.
That's why that's a tip for FPL managers.
Yeah.
Like if you're looking to consistently play Man City players, don't do that because it's the Guardiola conundrum. He keeps rotating his players.
Maybe the front three are constant, but other than that, you need to be careful.
Yeah, like last season it was just Sterling, Fernandinho, and KDB who started regularly all the matches. All the other players Pep kept rotating.
And obviously,
like if you want to place your bets on City, exactly. Yeah. So if you want to place your bets on City, like make calculated bets.
Exactly. So be careful about that.
Yeah.
And other than that, Leeds are also like looking at some other transfers as well. But let's see if they're gonna sign any more. They have already signed Rodrigo and a couple of other players as well. So
Rodrigo, I think, is just bad business and a bad signing because he's scored last season. He was at Valencia. I think he had scored only 4 or 6 goals throughout the season.
Yeah.
And he's a striker, and he's got like 30 goals or something in 100 plus games, which is very less for a striker.
Yeah.
So I think I don't know. The fans may not like him because he considered that penalty against Liverpool.
True.
So if the fans also don't like you, then you're not in a very good headspace, and that will have an impact on your game as well. Yeah. So I'm not sure if that is a good signing, and they paid some 30 million also for that guy.
Yeah. Maybe you never know. Bielsa's style of playing, maybe you could bring out something from Rodrigo. But
I don't think so because Bamford has been playing well. I don't see Rodrigo replacing Bamford in the long term, at least for the next few games.
Yeah. So let's see what happens with Leeds in the next upcoming games. I mean, they have some really good games coming up. So let's see how they do. But other than that, there's not a lot of things. I mean, in the next week, I think in the next episode that we are going to make we are going to do near the transfer deadline. So Monday is the transfer deadline. And that's when we are going to record. So let's see what transfer is going to...
We'll try and do a transfer deadline episode.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll pick up with the transfer then. And I think we'll just finish up with the predictions and then, So...
Cool. Let's finish that quickly.
Yeah. So United versus Brighton. Brighton, we are playing away. So
I think I would want to give Brighton the edge. Brighton was fantastic in their last game. They scored. They defeated Newcastle 3-0.
Yeah.
Mope scored a couple of goals, and I don't know who the other guy was.
And also Lamptey, dude, the right back, Lamptey.
Dude, he's a very good purchase in FPL.
Yeah.
4.5 million. He's very cheap and a very, very, very good. He's very good attacking wise on the right flank.
Yeah, he looks really good, dude. As in that right.
He was really good against Chelsea as well.
Yeah,
true. In the first half.
Yeah, maybe like another up and coming right back for some other teams to look out for now.
Yeah, he's a good buy for FPL as well. He's very cheap at 4.5 million.
Yeah, exactly. So who do you think is gonna win? Brighton, United?
Brighton. Maybe a draw, or I'll give it to Brighton. Purely because of the form United are in.
Yeah. I think I'll give to United maybe 3-0 because I feel like that was the kick in the butt that we needed from Newcastle. And I feel like we'll get
3-0 is just far-fetched. 3-0 is a fairy tale is what
By the way, did you listen to the post-match press conference of the United match after the defeat from Crystal Palace?
No.
So one of the best
I missed the entire game.
Yeah, so one of the best thing was actually Van de Beek. They asked Van de Beek, like he's a new signing, right? So obviously the press wanna listen to what he has to say. The way that Van de Beek spoke, like he was actually properly criticizing the players so what he said was in the training we actually played a really good game and we were having fun and we were doing some new stuff. But when we came into the game, I don't know what happened to the boys, but they didn't have the same kind of spunk that they had in training. He was properly criticizing United, and the way he spoke, it actually looked like he was a captain material for United in the future. Like the way he spoke, dude, I'm telling you, this guy, the Van de Beek, future captain material for sure, just like Bruno.
we need proper leaders on the pitch, dude.
Yeah.
We need those leaders.
And
That's one reason I prefer Pogba, in the middle, because he's the natural leader.
yeah,
He's been a leader for the French team, but then I don't know, like in the last few games, his performance is not speaking
I still
for
don't
it.
know why Maguire gets it. Like he doesn't like when we
Yeah,
concede a goal, he
Maguire is
doesn't
no leader
shout, he
material.
doesn't say anything to the players. Like when Van de Beek scored, he was like yelling players to come back and get the ball and let's pumping them up and all, like just like how Bruno does. I don't
Yeah,
know why
yeah.
Maguire, like he shouldn't deserve that captainship. But
Yeah,
anyways,
correct.
let's move on. Crystal Palace versus Everton. Who do you think? And they're playing away.
Everton,
Everton now are playing away.
Everton,
Selhurst Park, yeah.
Everton, Everton,
So
Everton.
Everton, what do you think the score
Yeah.
is going to be?
Should be 2-0.
2-0. I would say maybe a draw.
Palace, no,
I
I think 3-0. Palace, I think 3-0.
I would go with draw. I would go with draw because if
Hmm.
Crystal Palace get an early goal, I think they'll sit back and they'll just defend, just like how they did against United. So after that, West Brom versus Chelsea.
Should be Chelsea's game.
Yeah, right. I think
Maybe 2-0.
yeah, maybe 2-0, right? 2 or 3-0, maybe. I think Kai Havertz, maybe
Yeah.
we might see a little bit of glimpse of what he's really capable of.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So after that, Sheffield versus Leeds.
Oh, that's an interesting matchup because
Yeah.
Sheffield, being a very good defensive side
Yeah.
in the last season, they haven't gotten off to the right start that they would want to because
Exactly.
last season, last game, Egan picked up a red card as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would want to give this to Leeds surely because of the goals they've scored and the press they have.
Yeah.
Leeds maybe, and I'm pretty sure they are going to concede again. So it should be, I don't know, maybe 4-2.
4-2.
4-2 or 4-2 or 3-1. Yeah.
Okay. I would actually go for a draw.
3-1 to Leeds.
I would actually go for a draw. So
Yeah.
because
I think it should be Leeds.
yeah, but it's a fun match too because Sheffield highly defensive, Leeds highly attacking. It's a really fun match to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a test for Leeds, correct.
Exactly. So after that, Spurs versus Newcastle.
Oh, that should be easy Spurs game.
Right?
Newcastle has been really bad, yeah.
Really bad, yeah. Especially after the hammer that they got from Brighton last week.
Yeah.
So guys, make sure you put Son or Kane in your FPL because I think you'll get a lot of points in this match.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Man City versus Leicester, big game. What do you think is going to happen?
Oh, I think it should be City's game.
City's game,
it should
right?
Be City's game. Yeah. Maybe I would say 3-1 or
3-0 maybe a draw, maybe. What do you think about a draw?
I don't think so.
Because their defense still looks shaky, like we saw in the Wolves game, right?
Yeah. But I think even Leicester's defense is not that great.
Yeah.
So City being City should win it quite comfortably.
I would say Leicester 1-0, I think.
Acha.
Yeah, 1-0. Yeah, 1-0. I would say Leicester might win. So West Ham versus Wolves.
Should be Wolves game. West Ham has been piss poor. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say West Ham. I would say Wolves. Yeah, for sure, Wolves. Yeah. So and the next one, another big match, Liverpool versus Arsenal.
Oh wow! Should be Liverpool's game.
Yeah.
But it should be an interesting matchup. Maybe 4-2?
Yeah.
4-2 is too much. 3-1 maybe.
Is there any chance for a draw? Maybe Arteta, maybe he sets up his defense right.
I don't think so.
And all that.
I don't think so.
No, think so?
Don't think so.
Yeah, I would say Liverpool win, especially after seeing that performance by Thiago. And if he starts in that game, yeah, I think the Arsenal are done.
He is definitely going to start. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're done. So I would say, and also in the last game, how they started against Chelsea, the defense was Van Dijk and Fabinho, and they were actually pretty good as well. So if
Fabinho had a great game. Fabinho played really well.
So if they start in the same manner, I would say Liverpool for sure. Maybe 2-3-0, maybe 2-3-0.
Yeah. Same.
So
or maybe 3-1.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they might get one goal, maybe. So that's it for the predictions, and hopefully it might be as good as the last two match days as well. A lot of goals.
Yeah.
The last
drama. 2 game weeks have been amazing, no? Even as FPL managers, it's been great.
Exactly. So a lot of drama, a lot of goals, and also I hope that I get more than 70 points. The last time I got 70 points. How much did you get?
You got 70.
I got 74 or something. 74 or 75.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought you got somewhere around 68 or 69.
I'm just 1 point shy of you. I'm just 1 point shy of you.
Oh, I got 65 points.
Yeah.
65 or 66.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, in our league, I think I'm no, I think I'm seventh. I think seventh
You are sent.
out
Yeah.
of
So
35 people.
I was in 18th, and
And
then
you're eighth, no?
I was in 18th. I climbed all the way to 10th. Now I'm looking for that top 5 spot.
Oh,
Hope
yeah,
I get it. Hope I
yeah.
get it. But let's see. I've actually used my wild card this week. So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Actually, you know what? Bad move, I would say.
yeah,
I don't know, because the transfer window is still open
yeah.
and there is an international break coming, so players might pick up injuries.
No, so yeah, I know there is a possibility of that. But the reason why I used my wild card was like I'm a noob, complete noob going into FPL. So the way
Yeah,
I
yeah,
set
that's
up
your
my
TP season.
team, didn't was actually not that right. So I had to use my wild cards to properly set up my
Yeah, yeah,
like
some
after
people, yeah, yeah.
after I got to know the rules and how to play the game and all that, that's why I had to use the wild card.
Acha,
So
okay,
now I
okay.
properly stacked up my
I'm
team.
planning on switching Martial. Shit, man. Like I replaced, like, I mean, it wasn't like I lost a lot of points. I replaced Werner. I replaced Martial for Werner. Or
Oh,
Werner for Martial. Yeah, I kicked out Werner and got Martial instead, which was a very bad move.
maybe in the next game, I
And
think you need to do it.
I think I'll wait for United to play well and maybe notch up at least like some 2 or 3 victories, and then I'll see if I have to put any United players in my team.
Yeah, that's
Thankfully,
good.
I didn't have Bruno Fernandes in my team. I
Oh,
think half of the FPL managers had him as
yeah,
their
me
team,
too.
and again another half of them had him as captain, which was just a stupid move.
Yeah, true.
I knew he was not going to have a big impact because
Yeah,
not every day you can play so well and all that stuff like last
exactly.
season.
Yeah, and
You
especially
are
with the
going to
transfer
win
that we
so
have, I don't think
yeah,
there was that ominous air going into the first match where United might fuck up.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Let's
that's
see.
it for this episode. Steven, do you have to say anything? Or to all the United fans who are frustrated, do you have to say anything to them?
You know who should go and negotiate with players?
Yeah.
It should be someone like a Roy Keane. He will beat the
Oh,
fuck out of those players.
he
It's
will.
not lawyers. It's not lawyers who are supposed to negotiate. Someone like a Roy Keane should go and talk to players.
He will just grab them by the collar and he'll be like, dude, it's the best club in the world. Just get in.
I think he doesn't even have to utter a word. Just go and that Roy Keane stare, right?
Yeah.
He looks right into your soul. He
Yeah.
just sits. You just have to sit and just look into that player. I think that is enough reason for that player to sign for us.
That's them. That's it. Yeah, just
So
get him.
if any of the Man United board people are watching this episode, which is quite obvious, like
Quite
so
obvious.
many viewers
Quite
we have,
obvious.
so many obvious.
Yeah.
So if you guys are watching this, please make Roy Keane. It's a petition that Dhanush
Make a
and I
shout
are
out.
starting
Make a
in United fans.
shout out to Edward. Make a shout out.
Yeah, yo, Woodward, if you're listening to this, get Roy. We are mites. We are mites. We are Irish mites.
Yeah.
So get Roy on the board, you dumbass, and get him as a sporting director.
Yeah.
Then you'll see the magic unwinding.
Yeah. Now finally, I think we have made a huge impact in the Manchester United transfer.
Yeah, you heard it here. You heard it on Spotify podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Make it trending, guys. For the 2 people who are listening to this, make it trending.
So with that, I think we'll see you guys in the next one. All right. So see ya.
Good night. Bye, guys. Take care.